It is the job of servers to take care of the students and to give the teachers whatever assistance is needed. It is better that servers help with registration of students. Ask the teachers if they want to meet with the server on hall duty each day at 6:30 a.m. or some other time. Each evening, put up the standard signs for the next day. The first priority is always the welfare of the students. The attitude when one approaches a student should be, "How can I help?" Always smile when speaking to a student and ask, "Is everything okay?" before discussing an apparent problem. If a student wants something, find out the student's name and room number. It helps to have a notebook. Always refer them to the teacher for meditation and health questions or problems. Contact the teacher at any time for urgent problems. When necessary, you can arrange with the teacher for a student to see them privately at times other than the scheduled times. Students may sometimes throw their negativity on the servers. If this happens, try to maintain your equanimity and help the student the best you can. You may wish to meditate afterwards. If you see students talking, take firm action straight away. The right way is you must separate them and ask them to go in different directions. Inform the teacher so that they can explain the importance of noble silence to the students. If a student seems to be very sick or upset, tell the teacher as soon as possible. Avoid getting into long discussions with the students. Avoid touching students unless really necessary. If it is necessary to change rooms of 2 students, after getting the teacher's permission, ask them to pack their belongings, and while all students are in the hall, a server can move their things. After the big bell rings, ring the smaller one near the rooms. Don't knock on the doors or ring the bell near the door, but just ring it while walking in front of the rooms. Students should not be forced to come into the hall at 4:30 a.m. or 1 p.m. The server who rings the small bell should switch off the main switch outside the rooms once the students have left for the hall. In the morning, check that there is hot water. Be prepared to help elderly students in carrying hot water if necessary. If there are water pots, check regularly to see if they have water. If any student dips the glass into the water pot, politely tell them to use the ladle. When students know a Dhamma server is around, they tend to maintain silence. So during their rest times, once or twice, move around the residences. In the night, after metta, also very softly go past all the residences before going to your room. As far as possible, there should always be a server in the hall between 4:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. whenever there are students in the hall. All servers should try to be completely ready by 6:30 a.m., having finished 1 hour of meditation. Don't stop students from leaving the hall during non-group sitting times. Please do not walk around during chanting, instructions, discourse, etc., as the students will be distracted. Servers who have to leave the hall during this time should sit at the back. When the session ends at 6:30 a.m., 11 a.m. and 5 p.m., one server should stay back till all the students leave the hall and the other servers can walk with the students. All students, unless otherwise instructed, should be in the meditation hall for group sittings, instructions, and discourses. In case you have to find a student who is missing, it is helpful to have a copy of the seating chart, which has the name of the student with room numbers. This seating chart should be done by day 1 morning and entries written in pencil so that it can later be changed easily if needed. Make sure you go to call missing students with metta rather than irritation in your mind. Sit down only when they have all come. If any student can't come, please mention it to the teacher as soon as possible by writing on a slip of paper. During group sitting, be alert to hear the teacher getting your attention and open your eyes occasionally to look around. Approach students only if the teacher asks you to. Learn to meditate with open eyes. In daily life, whenever you are disturbed, you will generally not be able to close your eyes and watch sensations. So this open eyes meditation will be very beneficial. If someone leaves the hall during a group sitting, the server sitting at the back should not rush after them or get agitated, but follow them out silently. If the student just wants a drink of water or to go to the toilet, then wait for them and encourage them to return inside as soon as possible. Check with the teacher what actions to take if the students are sitting with eyes open, sleeping, laughing, crying, etc. Avoid walking unnecessarily around during a group sitting as it might disturb the students. When you wake somebody, don't do it like this. Do it like this. Check with the teacher what to do if the students point their feet to the front. If the student isn't actually disturbing others, then there is no need to intervene. A general rule is, if a student is doing something to disturb other students, then you must take action. To reach a student, take the path of least disturbance. Walk softly with awareness and make sure your clothes don't make a noise or touch the students. At the end of the group sitting, the server at the back should follow the students outside so that they don't have a chance to be alone and communicate. The server sitting in the front should stay back, and if any students want to meet the teacher, they should be directed to come one at a time. Ensure students are not doing yoga, exercises, or lying down in the hall. When calling students back to the hall, avoid gesturing with fingers, but gently ring the bell to get the students' attention. When entering the hall, keep eye contact with the teacher so that she can communicate if anything needs to be done at the back of the hall. Ask the teacher when the checking will be, how many cushions will be needed, and how they should be arranged. Help with calling groups or serve as an interpreter if needed. It is best for an interpreter to sit behind the students. This helps the students to interact directly with the teacher. You may need to help in providing a chair for those who can't sit on the floor. Noontime interviews are private, so either sit out of earshot, whether inside or outside the door, unless you need to translate. Write in your notebook any student requests that the teacher may pass to you, for example, for special meals. If a student needs a chair, backrest, chowki, or if they want to change their seats, they should take the AT's permission. Report to the teacher the names of any students who want medicines, breaks the discipline repeatedly or in a serious way, or who appears to be facing serious mental or physical problems of any kind. Such persons need to see the teachers. Make arrangements for students who need a foreign language discourse. Have an audio backup at 0 volume during the discourse so that in case of video failure, the volume can be raised and discourse continued. In the evening, make sure all the students attend the discourse. The server in each language hall should take a head count to make sure all students are present. If they stretch their legs towards the Dhamma seat or TV, or if they are sitting in too relaxed a way or sleeping, they should politely be told not to do so with a smile and gestures. One server should be in the meditation hall at 9 p.m. during students' question time. Make sure the students don't sit on others' cushions while they wait. Always make sure pagoda pathways and hall is clean without disturbing the cushions. Keep the outside of the pagoda and the hall clean too. At the end of Vipassana, make sure the students do not approach the teacher. If there is a pagoda, a server should sit there, especially when new students are given cells. If a student wishes to leave the course, ask them to see the teacher. If they get permission, ask them to wait until the other students are in the hall. In this way, the person leaving will not disturb other students who may also be facing difficulties and may be thinking of giving up the course. Servers have a great responsibility to see that their behavior inspires confidence in Dhamma in those who are doubtful and greater faith where it already exists.